Good morning, everybody. I'm Nick from Defined Life, and this is our Monday morning kickoff, where we go over a topic for the day. Today's topic is going to be how to start your day like Tony Robbins. Um, Starting your day correctly is very important. Um, like me, or if you're like me, I used to start my day either really slowly or super fast, where I would wait till the last minute to get out of bed and then run around and run out the door, and who knows what I forgot. But I started off frantically, and my whole day was at that pace, and it's a burnout pace. Or you start your day kind of slowly and just kind of limp into the morning. Both not very good. So I think the one thing that you want to do with your day in the morning is be intentional about it. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what Tony Robbins' routine looks like. And I'm going to focus on, now he's got a 30-minute routine, but I'm going to focus on the 10-minute meditation that he does. I think it's something that a lot of us, we can find 10 minutes. And I think it's a very important 10 minutes that you can utilize today. So we'll get into that. I want to say hello to everybody. Hope your weekend was good. Ours was especially good. We got outside. We did a morning hike yesterday with the boys. Went on maybe a 2 or 3 mile hike just in the local area here down to a stream where they got to look for minnows and crawfish and all sorts of stuff. But it was nice. I haven't been out in the woods in a long time. And, they got to pick up some millipedes and all kinds of goofy stuff. So it was nice. And then the rest of the day was spent outside. We had dinner with my brother, cooked some burgers and dogs. It was pretty cool, pretty cool. Just a lot of just trying to close out the summer strong. I feel like it's just gone by so fast, and we're already 10 days into August. We're 1/3 of the way through August right now. Um, and school's going to be starting in 3 weeks, although we're doing it remote. It's just crazy how quickly time is going by. Especially the older you get. I think you get over 40, and you start realizing that it's just accelerating, and so you got to take advantage of your time. I've been one of the things that have been sticking in my mind. I read, or no, I heard it in a podcast a couple weeks ago, and I mentioned it like that we're just like, if we keep hurrying along, we're just hurrying towards our death, right? So we need to be present in the moments. And one of the things that stuck with me is like when you're saying goodnight to your kids, just imagine that like this might be the last time you ever talk to them. And as morbid as that may sound, you do, if you think to yourself, what if this is my last night saying goodnight to them? It takes on a greater meaning. And so, I've been focusing on that as my boys, they jump into bed and they want to snuggle for a couple of minutes before they run to their room. And it takes on a little bit more meaning. I focus a little bit more on what they're saying and what they're doing and being present in that moment with them rather than, okay, hurry up and get to bed. So I think that no matter what relationship you're parting from, think about that. Like, what if this is the last time I'm leaving this person? What do I want them to hear? What do I want them to know? Should I focus a little bit more on what's going on? So I think it's incredibly important. Let's get to the do one thing that centers you thing real quick, and I'm going to get into the comments for the people that are saying good morning. Uh, this one is right here. I can't see it because it's a little bright. Service is the rent that you pay for room on this earth. And then the prompt is how I served today. And that quote is from Shirley Chisholm. Service is the rent that you pay for room on this earth. And then how did you serve today is the prompt. All right. Let's get into the good mornings. Good morning, Kathy. Good to see you. Angel, I have a thank you for you, Angel. I mentioned you the other day. I meant to bring them up here, but I didn't. I had a thank you for you on the happy hour on Thursday. I bought UFOs, or UFOs, or whatever, however you say it. I bought them finally the other day because I still haven't been able to walk, and I needed to find a shoe that I could use. It was closed up front and open in the back because of my heel injury. And so I bought the UFO clogs. And man, they are really good. They are really good. They're like $70. And I don't know the last time I spent $70 on shoes, but um, I've been wearing them all weekend. In fact, I went on this 3 mile hike wearing clogs, and they work really well. They didn't fall off. They didn't slip off. They were really really good. So I thank you for that. And I've been wearing them around the house now too because it's just so much easier on my feet. So I appreciate that. They're marketed as like recovery clogs. Like after you work out, you wear these to kind of cushion your feet so they don't take on too much stress after a workout. So I I like them. Thanks, Angel. Sandy, good morning. Amy, good morning. Debbie, good morning. And Stacy, good morning. Good to see you. Um, a couple things happened this morning that, as I was focusing on this morning topic. The first was during my meditation on the back porch, I could hear my neighbor chipping golf balls. And he's out there every morning chipping golf balls. And I thought to myself, he might not be sitting on the couch meditating, but trying to perfect a skill like chipping golf balls is very similar to meditating. It's that focusing on one singular thing, being mindful, being present, zoning in, getting into the zone, right? That intense focus where you're just trying to perfect something. So, whether you're perfecting a bonsai tree or chipping golf balls or focusing on your breathing with meditation or whatever else they're prompting you to focus on, it's that sense of really being mindful and trying to do something very well. And I think that the amount of growth up here that happens when you do that is it's amazing. And so many of us skip that. So many of us avoid that. Um, I feel like a lot of us expect, and I'm that way, a lot of us expect things to be okay with a lack of work. And I feel like even if you take it to our country as a whole, people feel like we have the right to happiness or the right to feel good about ourselves. And I don't know that that's the way it was explained. I think we have the right to pursue happiness, but not everybody gets happiness, right? Like you have to earn it in a way. And while I don't wish unhappiness on anybody, I think that we really have to take the mindset that we have to create our own happiness and create our own satisfaction and do the right things. There is a formula to creating your own happiness. And that formula is to perfect something in your life. It's to have good habits. It's to work on yourself every day to improve in some way. And while we'll never achieve perfection, it's that pursuit that really makes us happy and satisfied because we can look back and say, while I didn't attain perfection, it's that pursuit of perfection. It's that feeling of accomplishment that I made progress today. That I think if you can get to that space, you will be incredibly happy. And I know it's the days when I feel like I wasted my time, when I feel the worst. But then the next day when I wake up, that feeling persists. And I wake up the next day kind of in that like habitual like feeling bad because I didn't do anything the day previous. And if I don't change my mindset and use that as motivation, like, oh, I gotta make up for that day. If I get caught in this daily feeling like I'm not doing anything, it just you just sort of drift down, you know? And if you can daily say, I'm improving here, then you gain that sense of inner confidence where you're not so concerned about what people outside of you are saying or thinking. You're not so concerned about, did I add up to other people's expectations? Because you know what you're doing inside. And it takes years to get there for a lot of people. It really takes a serious mindset shift. And I'm still working on it for myself. But if you can get to that place where you're consistently improving for yourself and making yourself happy and satisfied in that pursuit, it's life changing. And I can't say that I'm experiencing it every day, but I have glimpses of it, and that's what keeps me going. So, this morning after my meditation, my boys woke up a little bit early. We've been trying to get them to bed a little bit earlier. So now they're waking up a little bit earlier, getting ready for school. And, I told my oldest, I said, okay, we're going to go work out at 9 o'clock because I have my video at 10. So we have to hurry up and work out at 9 and get it done with so I can jump in the shower, all that good stuff, right? And he immediately went like that, right? Because he doesn't love, nobody loves working out, especially as a 10-year-old, right? But I'm trying to build a good habit with him. And so, we talked about it. I said, look, I just want you to be healthy. I want you to get into good morning habits. I want you to get in good routines. Like I'm trying to teach him the stuff that I didn't learn as a kid. And so I go downstairs, I'm getting ready, and I come back upstairs, and it's still like 15, 20 minutes before we were supposed to go downstairs. And he's just sitting in his chair, not doing anything. And he's got this pouty look on his face. And I walk in his room and I sit down and I said, what's going on? He said, nothing. I said, what are you thinking about? How much I don't want to work out? And I said, look, I don't want that for you. That train of thought, like you're planting the seeds now, they're going to carry forward with you for the rest of your life. You can't sit here and say to yourself, I don't want to work out, I don't want to work out, I don't want to work out, because you're going to permanently program yourself to think that. You cannot think that. You can't wake up in the morning and immediately think to yourself the things that you don't want to do today, because you're just programming yourself to focus on the things you don't want to do today. You have to wake up and look at the positive things that you have, the positive things that you're going to do, the things that you're going to accomplish. You have to have that mindset of opportunity. And we talked about it for 5 or 10 minutes. And I said, look, and I can relate to it. I said, look, you're doing what I did as a kid. I woke up with no discipline. I woke up hating the things that I had to do, whether it was going to school or whatever. You cannot think that way, because you will carry that into adulthood. You will permanently etch that into your brain, and that is not healthy. And then you're going to have to spend years unraveling that the way I have. Learn from these mistakes. All right, so we're going to do something positive. So what I want you to do right now is go downstairs and say good morning to your mom. Give her a kiss, hello. Go downstairs, grab a glass of water, maybe grab a cup of yogurt, get your clothes on, let's get ready to go, because in 20 minutes we're going. And we went downstairs and we went in the garage and we grunted and screamed and complained about how hard the exercise was. And within a half an hour, he ran upstairs and he was, Ryan and Lynn were playing Uno, yelling and screaming and hollering, playing Uno at the kitchen table. And he went upstairs and was joking around with them. It's a different experience. That experience is a 180 from sitting on your chair, being miserable, and then jumping on your PlayStation. It's a completely different experience. So how can we do that as adults? One of the things that I've stopped doing it, because like you can't pack everything into your morning. You can't do everybody's healthy routine. You just won't have time. You'll just be doing routines all day and you won't have time to do anything else. And so the routine that I really liked, that I did for a considerable amount of time, and I did drop it for a while, although after reading it again, now I'm considering starting it back up again. Again, it's only 10 minutes. He has other components of his morning routine that he does. This is Tony Robbins' morning meditation, and he calls it priming. So you're priming yourself for the day, right? And so this is a 10-minute routine that he does on top of the exercise and all the other things he does. Now, I'm reading this out of a Business Insider article, and I'll link it up later on today. But the first thing he does for about 1 minute is perform a breathing exercise. And I'm going to read from the article here. It says he begins by sitting straight with his eyes closed. He then inhales deeply through his nostrils while simultaneously lifting his arms in a shoulder press motion, and then exhales forcefully through his nostrils while bringing his arms back to his body, palms up. He performs the breaths in quick succession. Robbins does 3 sets of 30 with a brief break in between each set. If you want to try this routine, replace his part with a slow, deep breathing exercise instead if you are pregnant or having breathing problems. If you've ever seen him do this, I can't breathe nearly as fast as he does, but he does this like thing like where he just goes like hard at it, and I'm blowing snot out of my nose, like it's crazy. But he is of the mindset that like the breath, like if you've watched his Netflix special, the breath, like if you change your breath, you can change your life, right? If you breathe in an intense way, like you just wake yourself up. So he does this intentional, forceful breathing technique to just bring energy into his life, right? All right, so then 3 minutes, for 3 minutes, he expresses gratitude. And he spends a minute on three things he's grateful for, reliving them as moments. So he might picture his wedding day, right? Walking down the aisle, or his wife walking down the aisle, the celebration. He might picture one of his kids being born. He might picture getting a promotion. He might picture even just the sunrise, like something as simple as that. And so we've worked that into the Define My Day process with the I appreciate section on your page. And a lot of people go through this process like blowing through it, right? They're just, I appreciate whatever, right? And you really have to take a moment to be mindful and appreciate that thing that you appreciate, right? Be mindful of that thing you appreciate. Spend your time focusing on this and living it and letting that feeling hit you rather than just filling it in like you're just like filling out a form, okay? Be mindful with these steps. So, and he does three things. He spends a minute on each thing that he's grateful for. 3 minutes. That's all you need. 3 minutes. One thing for 1 minute each. Three things, one at a time, 1 minute each. All right. And then he spends another 3 minutes experiencing connection. So he imagines a light flowing in through his head into the rest of his body, feeling as if the light is energizing and healing him. In this visualization, the light flows back up to his head and then flows outward to the rest of the world, reaching his loved ones as well as strangers. He explains this, I saw in an interview a couple of years ago, he explains this as like, you're reaching out all across the world, even the people that you don't like, and you're trying to heal them with this light, right? You're going outside of your body around the world to wherever you want, wherever your mind takes you, and you're imagining that you are healing the world with this light. This is something that is also done in a couple of the meditations on Headspace. So it's a fairly practiced technique. And it kind of connects you, and it gives you like more of an empathetic, I think it's more of an empathetic practice for a lot of people. Teaches them to understand other people, to look at other people with a more empathetic eye. So experience connection for 3 minutes. And then the last one here is to visualize success. And every time I write success, I expect that somebody is saying, well, what if I don't care about success? Because we get those comments. Everybody cares about success. Everybody. The problem is that you picture success based on everything going on in society as making money. Success is different for everybody. Success for one person might be maintaining a healthy relationship. It might be losing a half a pound. It might be getting through the day eating healthy. It might be reconnecting with somebody. It might be getting a promotion. It might be just getting through the day. You know, everybody's version of success is different. What you should do is clearly define what success looks like. So it says here, he spends a minute each imagining what it would feel like to accomplish three of his goals. He focuses on how these accomplishments not only benefit you, but allow him to help others. So we integrate these sort of practices into Define My Day also, right? Today I get to enjoy. Who else gets to benefit from my progress whenever we're defining the goals at the beginning of each month, right? Who gets to benefit from the progress I make? So we're sort of connecting our success with other people so that there's more outside of ourselves. We're not just focusing on our own goals and successes and accomplishments. We're sort of putting it out there and how we impact others in a positive way. But whatever success means for you, you know, if you're going through a medical condition, it's just healing, you know? It could, if you're having issues with anxiety, it's just making a little bit of progress there and maybe doing something that is overwhelming for you, just accomplishing that little task. So success for you is personal to you. right? So what is your success? What are three things today that equal success? And if you pick each one of those and visualize what it's going to feel like you visualize you in the moment after accomplishing that, what it would feel like, that sense of satisfaction, what the world looks like, how it might impact other people in a positive way. Really take the moment to visualize that. And what we've learned from this sort of thing, when you visualize, is your brain begins to try to make that happen. You know, like people say, you know, what's like the universe gives you what you ask for, right? And it's mainly, I think that mainly happens when, because you're thinking whatever you think about, you're making happen. Like people call it manifesting and things. It's because the brain sort of gravitates towards whatever you think about most. So if you think negatively, like the brain's looking for negative things. If you think the worst is going to happen, it's going to look for the worst things to happen. But if you create a scenario of success, you're going to naturally gravitate towards success. And you're gonna reject the things that don't look like success. So if you have a clear vision of what success looks like for you, you're gonna try to avoid those things that you know are gonna pull you off of that path, and you're gonna do the actions over time. This sometimes takes time to build up, but over time you're gonna realize what actions bring you closer to your success, and you're gonna do more of those. You're gonna engage in more of those actions. So visualize what success looks like for you. Not necessarily money, not necessarily things. What does success look like for you? Really investigate that for yourself. All right, so that is the 10-minute meditation that Tony Robbins does. There's 4 parts to it. Breathing for 1 minute, 3 minutes of gratitude, 3 minutes of experiencing connection with the outside world, and number 4 is 3 minutes of visualizing success. And you know, that goes by very fast. We waste 10 minutes flipping through our phone. I mean, you could probably look at your screen time app and see how many of those 10-minute segments you've wasted on your phone. Or you could probably think of something else you put 10 minutes toward that was not worthwhile. This is worthwhile. So if you don't have a morning routine, I recommend something like this to get your morning started in the right way. All right, let's check the comments and see what we have going on here. Angel, glad you're liking UFOs. I know it can be hard to spend that much on shoes, but they have really helped my feet, so I feel comfortable recommending them. And I agree. I think that, you know, I don't mind spending money as long as I know that it was worthwhile. And I'll tell you what, $70 on shoes, if I can walk without pain and accomplish more, it probably costs me more than $70 hobbling around the house. So definitely worthwhile. And I think anything like that, if you can buy something that comes back to you, you know, in multiples, do it. Sort of like to find my day. Stacy says, I think in addition to doing an activity well, I think anything can become a meditation if you're being present. I agree. Being present with whatever is as it is, then the place of focus can really open up. At least that's what I'm learning from Taoist meditation. I think it's also good to have different forms of meditation. Sometimes Zumba or a walk is more helpful than meditation for me. Other times it's really just being fully present in stillness. I agree. So, you know, we talked about me sitting on my front porch in silence for a little while. I know exercising, like you reach kind of a meditative state when you push yourself so hard. You get this tunnel vision and you're just trying to get through it. That's kind of like a meditation, and it's like when you're focusing on doing nothing but that one thing and you can't think of anything else. That's sort of a form of mindfulness meditation. And I know I experience what it's like when somebody interrupts me while I'm working out. Like if somebody tries to have a conversation with me in the middle of an exercise, you lose focus, and all of a sudden you're not doing the exercises right. You're not able to do any more reps. You're like losing it, and like you kind of like things spin away on you. So it's kind of the same experience. Like you need to like focus and get into that. Yeah, Robbins does martial arts fire breathing. Good morning, Helen. Good to see you. So that's all I have for today. This week we have a kind of a big week. We're trying to get into the like back to school, at home and on our website side of things. Um, and it's also going to be incredibly hot this week, so we're hoping to enjoy some time outside, and do all the good things before the weather starts getting chilly. But I hope all of you do well. Let me know if you try this morning routine, how it works out for you. And if you have another morning routine that you like, let me know. This week, we're also going to try to do another happy hour. I don't know if we're going to do it Wednesday or Thursday, but we'll probably do it again around 5 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock. Depends on how my schedule looks, but I'll keep you updated. And again, that'll be over on facebook.com/defined life. But I hope everybody has a great week. Hope you're starting your week off well. If not, let's get it going. Let's turn it around. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.